Energy. We have an etheric sensitivity to what's happening. We read what's happening before anyone even says anything. How many of you have had the experience where someone says something and it's so different than what you're experiencing, right? So we have this ability to pick up on stuff. We also have the ability to project gravitas, leadership presence, if we're intentional about it. We have to get grounded first in the authentic part of ourselves. If we haven't done that inner work of grappling with that critic first, if we layer on top of that gravitas and try to be, it just comes off wrong and people think it's inauthentic. But if you've done it and you're really standing in the truth of who you are, your energy that you project is very discernible and it is a match for what you want next. So that's energy. Mind, there's lots of tools for mind in this book because we need a lot. I like what Anne Lamott says. She says, the mind is like a bad neighborhood. I try not to go there alone. So we know this, right? You know, much of what the mind says isn't true. So we need mind interventions. And we need tools to be able to interrupt the mind when it's gotten haywire or gone into a spin cycle. And we need to use our masculine energy to focus the mind in order to go for what we want. Feelings get a really bad rap, the third co-creative power. They get a bad rap in business especially, like don't feel anything, because if I do I might cry. You know, feelings need to be able to move in and through us so that we can find the deeper level of truth that's underneath them. Emotions are not the truth, but they're often the doorway to the truth. They take you closer to the truth. So if you've tamped down your feelings, most likely you've also shut down your intuition, which is in the new world that we live in, a very important asset. We've got to be able to know from our gut right away if it's a yes or a no. And also the source of innovation comes from our creativity. So if we've closed down our feelings, this is our asset, women. You know, this is the thing that we have that really men don't have as well. No offense, guys. Some men do, but you know, we're really gifted with that. So this co-creative power is about how to manage emotions so that you have them rather than them having you, and you're not seized or gripped by them. You can actually use them in order to know what's best next for you and what you're called to, and also to understand the other people around you and what their needs are so that you can interact in ways that are collaborative. The fourth co-creative power is the co-creative power of speech. I love this one. Somebody said to me right before I came up here, they were talking about this person that we love that's got a new job and how much is on her plate. And I said, how's she doing with that? Because that's a lot. She said, she'll be fine as long as she has, what was the word? Boundaries, as long as she enforces what she needs, right? So we have to be a no at times. Our no's give us our yeses. We also have a habit of speaking from deficiency because of the mass culture that we live in. It causes us to think and speak in ways that take other people down and take us down. So when you learn the skills of the co-creative power of speech, you can articulate your value, you can say no, you can say yes, you can make declines, you can do counteroffers, you can speak your truth. Everybody wants to do that more. The co-creative power of action is so vital and important today because without action, we're not going to go anywhere, right? Action is really important. But often in our culture, there's a lot of action, 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 and by the end of the day, you don't really know what it mattered. You don't know how it mattered. So it's about putting, I say, the muscle of your masculine in service to your feminine wisdom and intuition. And when those two things match up, you have a synergy that's a spiral. It's really like you flow Because now you've got a reason to be in action, because you're lined up with what matters to you. You're tuned into the moment, and you know if this is a yes or a no. Is this the next right thing? You don't have to know down the road. But action is really about being centered in yourself enough that you know how to respond in the moment. And then all of the co-creative powers are for you to begin to trust yourself even more than you do already. We need to trust ourselves. So building trust with yourself and confidence with yourself is the whole point. Here's how you can tell what a co-creative power of action is. It's going to scare you. So somebody over here said scary. That can be the sign of something right. And it also calls to you. So simultaneously, a little bit of a shiver, but also it calls to you. Example for me was this book. Let me tell you, this book would not go away. I started writing this book a long time ago, and I kept thinking, I don't really need to write a book. You know, there's so many other better books out there than this. You know, what is my voice? I've never written a book. And so many times along the way did I, confront that part of me that wanted me to stop. But the call wouldn't let it go. And so I kept taking action even though I was scared. And I didn't know what ultimately it would bring me. I wasn't trying to become a bestseller or trying to become a speaker. I wasn't trying to become anything. This was the next right thing for me, to write this book, to put all my ideas into this synthesis form. So pretty. And so what I'm saying to you is for action, you'll know it's right if it feels right inside, and it also scares you a little bit. It scares you and it calls to you.